So, what are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? So, what are we? So, I ask you the question this morning, what are we? What makes us what we are and what makes us what we are going to be? So, I ask you the question this morning, what are we? It's an interesting question. I heard this question somewhat pronounced from Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is the Detroit Lions head coach. Of course, the Detroit Lions are my team. And when I first heard this speech, it was a speech called Grit. And interestingly enough, I'm drawn to the beginning of it. The end of it is phenomenal for a football player, but I don't know that it's suited exactly for us Christians or a Christian message. Not that it was wrong, it was just a little bit more warlike. I'm a warrior. I believe you're a warrior. I believe we're Christian warriors. And one of the interesting things about being warriors is that when you're Christian warriors, I think it's a little bit different warfare. It's diabolically different. I mean, it's completely end of the spectrum is different. And I didn't really realize all of that so much until I kind of dug into it this morning about what we are. John 18:36 says, my kingdom is not of this world. And when I think about my kingdom of not this world, and I think about the Dan Campbell speech that he gave to the Detroit Lions, which kind of went on, what are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be. And then I follow up with a question myself is, so then what really are we? Well, Dan Campbell would go to the Detroit Lions and he explained to them that they were made of grit. They were these peoples of this planet that were wired differently. No mistaking about it. My Detroit Lions are wired differently. Dan Campbell's clearly wired differently, of this world. And he's speaking of this world. He's speaking of these lions or these warriors of this world ready to go to battle for their team, willing to do anything at all costs to win, to literally drag the opponent into the deep waters, out of the shallows, into the abyss, where then they could kind of corral them and then drown them to take victory. Now, I can't deny when I first heard that speech how motivated I really was. I was like, man, come on, let's drown them all. Let's go. It's about time we had a warrior. And as much as I got to tell you, that motivated me. I played football. I've been very competitive. I've definitely had to play to win, play to finish, take somebody out, finish the task, right? For the greater good of the team. I get all that. I think I know my limits when it comes to those types of things. But it's interesting how that speech really kind of doesn't really transition into the Christian message of the questions I'm asking you this morning. What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? So then I dare ask you, what are we? Dan Campbell came up with the answer of grit. Dan Campbell came up with the answer of victory at all costs. Jesus has a different take on what we are. Dan Campbell's answer, which I'm agreeing with in the football field, and what he's saying to play to win, is about grit, tenacity, pull them out of the shallows and take them into the deep waters of abyss and drown them for the victory. There will only be one victor. Jesus came with a different answer to what we are. And I've been talking about it for quite some time as a wired differently individual, and I've been talking to you about it for quite some time. The answer to this very question of what are we, what makes us what we are, and what we're going to be, so what are we, is the fact that we are misfits. My kingdom is not of this world. John 18:36. John recounts the difficult period of when Christ was marched to the cross and Pontius Pilate had to decide not to whether to crucify him or not. He didn't want to crucify Jesus. Jesus said he's not of this world. He's not here to become king of this world. He's not here coming to war. Matter of fact, in the New Testament and all, it never talks about any type of Christianity going to war and being a battle and conquering and taking lands and ruining people's lives and taking over their oil and all this. I mean, Jesus never talked of any of those things. It's just not part of the kingdom that Jesus Christ came here to anoint or to be in charge of or to spread the word over, right? He came here in peace. He didn't come here in war. He didn't come here to take people in the shallows and drag them out to the abyss and drown them for the ultimate victory, to conquer all the Jews and conquer all the Islam and conquer all the pagans, he or the Egyptians or any of those. He didn't come here for that. He just came here in peace. He came here to love another. And he came here to say, hey, man, my kingdom's not of this world. This is not my kingdom. And to take it a step further, if you are with me, this is not your kingdom either. Matter of fact, this is not your world. We are misfits. We don't fit in this world. I don't feel like I fit in this world today, man. I don't know where I feel I fit. Woke up to all kinds of stupid, bad news on my iPhone and tried to have a couple 4 days with my wife and a getaway, and my mind was spinning because I was stuck in this world, right? What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? Because we're misfits. So I thought I'd look up the word misfit and kind of share that with you today if anyone's not quite understanding what misfit means. I think you all know what it means. Misfit, to fit badly. I tried some new pants on while I was on this getaway to Nashville with my wife, and man, first couple pair of pants I put on misfit me really bad. I mean, I looked stupid in them. I hated them. I didn't like them. You know, it's like, oh, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. They fit badly. You felt awkward. Like, I'm not walking out of this store wearing these. These look stupid on me. These misfit jeans make me feel stupid, make me feel unwelcome, make me feel ridiculous. They just didn't fit me well. They were just like way too big. What were you thinking? Oh, well, let me try a different size. They were way too small, right? They misfit. Number two, something that fits badly, such as garment that is too long or too small. It fits badly. And the last thing it read about it in misfit was a person who is not suited or is unable to adjust to the circumstances of a particular situation. A misfit. Now, in the dictionary, it gave me those three definitions of it, and the last one really kind of fits us the best, I think. A person who's not suited or unable to adjust to circumstances in a particular situation. As Christians, I think we're called to be able to adjust. That's kind of our calling. We need to understand that we don't, we don't belong to this world. Well, this is not our world. And so we need to adjust. well, I think a lot of us Christians feel like, well, we got Jesus in our life, Jesus in our heart, Jesus in all these things, and we're studying the Bible and we're doing all these things. I'm going to church every Sunday and I go to the Wednesday service, and I'm part of a small group and I'm giving to this place and that place. I'm donating my time and all this. And here at the end of the day, I think you need to understand that just because we do all these acts, these works, these things, these signs, and all these things that we're called to do, which are very good, doesn't mean that we're not supposed to be able to understand that we're not of this world. I think the biggest thing that we don't understand, and I don't even understand when I get up in the morning like this and I'm damn near depressed and I'm wondering, like, why is it that I'm this way? Why is it that I feel this way? It's because I'm not of this world. And the things that I'm trying to project, the things that I'm trying to do, I really believe the good things that I'm trying to put together are under attack on all and every situation and case. People around me, people around my organizations, people, innocent bystanders don't even know what they're part of or not a part of. The world is not where we really belong. We are misfits. And so I thought I would just bring up a few verses that would let you understand why you're special in this way and why you need to understand why you feel a certain way sometimes in this world. You're wired differently. You get up differently, you go to bed differently, you cry differently, you try differently, you sigh differently, you win differently, you lose differently, you pray differently, you meditate differently, you win differently. Because you're not of this world. If you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you are walking around this world with earthlings. And earthlings don't understand the moral compass that we're called to pursue or to live within. And these earthlings, I mean, I know it sounds strange, but the unbelievers out there, they're handicapped in some ways, and we're handicapped in some ways, and we're in this world and we're colliding every day. And it's incumbent on us to understand that our place in this world is not of this world, but to have mercy on these people that are of this world, that are of this world. We to have mercy and to have understanding of, they don't understand the rules in which we live by, the understandings of which we live by. They don't play by those rules. They weren't delivered those rules. They don't know those rules. And so they're with a batch of a bunch of people, earthlings, walking around this world trying to get what you got to get in the time that you can get it, right? Which puts us in a precarious position. And Jesus was put in that very position when he was about to be crucified. Are you the king? Are you coming to fight? Are you coming here to take over? Are you this king? Are you this person? Are you this person's going to challenge our authority here in Rome, challenge the Jewish authority? Are you the person that's going to come here and build a castle and walls and create weapons and create destruction and try to take over and rule this world? Jesus says, no, my kingdom is not of this world. Therefore, John 18:36, my kingdom is not of this world. John 17:16, they are not of this world either, even as I am not of this world. The people following Jesus says is not of this world. John 8:23-28, ye are from beneath and I am from above. You are of this world. I am not of this world. Jesus proclaims that he is not of this world. I mean, this is truth. This is fact. This is what Jesus said in the Bible. This is what John said, Jesus said. John's writing these scriptures. John 15:18-20. If you were of the world, Jesus said, the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, because if you are not of the world, but I choose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. The world is against us, right? Against a believer. The world tends to be against the person who's convicted in their morals, convicted in God's word. Just look at the political front right now. Burning flags. Don't want our Christian kids in schools. Don't want us teaching Christians in school. Don't want us doing these things. They don't want to hear about it on TV. They don't want to hear about it on the news. They don't want to. It's too divisive. Hebrews 13, 14, 15. For the world is not of our permanent home. We are looking forward to a home yet to come. John 17, 11. I have given them thy word, and the word hath hated and the world hath hated them, because they are not of this world, even as I am not, that thou shalt take them out of the world, but that thou shalt keep them from evil. Let's try and read this a little differently. I have given them the word, and the world hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not, that thou shouldn't take them out of the world, but that thou shouldn't keep them from evil. Jesus is basically saying there he's not of the world. So I just wanted to kind of give you the lowdown here. I just wanted to kind of encourage you a little bit here, because some of us are having interesting days. Some of us are having times in their life where we just don't know who we are or what we are and why we're fighting this fight, this good fight. And I wanted to encourage you this morning and let you understand that you are a misfit, and it's okay. It's okay that we feel poopy sometimes. It's okay that we don't feel like we belong sometimes. It's okay that we feel like the world is coming down on top of us sometimes. It's okay. It's normal. It's natural. And I'm telling this to myself because I feel like for the most part, some of the times I've just like got everything figured out. And then all of a sudden there's a day that comes or 2 days that comes. It's like, bro, what are they doing to me? I'm really trying to be good. I'm trying to do good. Galatians 6:9 says, do not grow weary in doing good. You will reap a harvest if you just do not give up. Give up what, God? Give up what? Don't give up in doing good. Don't give up in the truth of the Spirit. Don't give up in being a misfit. Rejoice in the fact that you are a family of misfits. Rejoice in the fact that if you do not give up in being a misfit, you will reap a massive harvest because God loves us. And this is all part of his plan. What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? So what are we? Well, the answer to that question this morning was misfits. We are misfits. We are not of this world. John 18:36 said right out of Jesus's mouth, my kingdom is not of this world. Our kingdom is not of this world. We're moving and walking around in this world as misfits, and we're to join together, worship together, and praise and love one another together, and to actually love this world of non-misfits, right? So get to wiredifferently.com, and look for your shirt, your Wired shirt, your hoodie, your t-shirt, your long sleeve t-shirt. There's some 70 shirts there. Go ahead and pick one out for yourself, buy, give it to a friend. And if you hit the promo code WIRED15, you get another 15% off. So I want to thank everybody for checking us out this morning. I wanted to kick off your week with a little bit something different. I wanted you to recognize who you are, what we are, what we're going to be. So what are we? We're misfits. God bless you guys.